Hi, welcome to my channel Too Irrational. I'm Pranay Sharma, and in these series of videos I will talk about different ways to write answers in MS Word for CM1 Paper A examination conducted by IFOA as well as IAI institutes. In this video we will cover the basic notations, integration type sums as well as annuities. So let's get started. Here you would see they say that the table gives suggested notations that the candidates could use instead of mathematical notations. The mathematical notations that they are talking about would be nothing but using equation editor. If you don't know what equation editor is or how to use it, you can see the links in the description about the introduction as well as the shortcuts we use in equation editor and make our life much simpler writing these notations. They also say this list is not necessarily exhaustive and other sensible notations will be accepted. Now we have our basic list: multiplication, division, approximation, we have square root, we have power, we have xij written, we have exponential e raised to values written. Okay, so these are our basics that we'll require in all different kinds of examination. So for a simple sum of interest rate, we can write it in this form. You can see for raised to, I have not used this symbol. Okay, you can write it like this, 1.04 raised to, but I prefer taking superscript that you will see up here. Here you can use the superscript symbol and then write 5 and then again click that so that it comes back and whatever you were writing equal to and so on. Or you can use Control Shift and plus sign, that gives you the superscript, and then I will write 5 and then again Control Shift and plus sign and we come back here and we'll say equal to and whatever. If you want to go to the subscript, the down value, you will just press Control and plus and you can see we will be in the subscript form. For using equation editor, I'll just press Alter and plus and I get the equation editor box, and you can see up here I have all different symbols that I can use directly. Then what I'll do is I'll write 100, and for times either you can use symbol from here or you can just write backslash times space and you get this times symbol. Then we'll write 1.04 for raised to 5 space and we get 1.04 raised to 5 equal to, we'll have 118.5 times and in bracket 1 plus I raised to 5 and I'll press space so that it goes in the raised to form. Now if I want to write equations that are packed together, it's easier if I use them as one single paragraph. For that I'll press Shift Enter and I get another equation line. Okay, here I can just write 1 plus 5 1 plus I raised to 5 will be equal to 1.026711. Again, if I want the equation to be in again sort of a paragraph, I'll press Shift Enter again. I'll get I is equals to 0.5286%. Okay, now you can justify this and make it all on left side. You can say justification left and you will see everything goes to the left, or you can just select any of these and if you press Ctrl L it will go to the left. If you want to keep it in center, then you can keep it in center, but you can see that they are aligned on one side. Okay, we will have integration. This is very important. We write int a comma b and then the function, and then after integrated value, when you want to write the limits, you can write it in this way by semicolon or colon and then putting brackets and writing your limits. The big difference you will see is in the integration type of sums. Now here, this is how we can write it without using the equation editor and using all the notations that the IFOA has listed. So you can see exp, e raised to, and then for integration you will write int, then the limits, and then the function. When the integration is done, we write it in square brackets, then put the limits at the end. Now the problem is, because we do not see the equations or write the equations in this form, it becomes difficult for us to visualize or even find problems in this. So I prefer using again equation editor. I'll press Alt plus and I get my equations. Okay, equation box. Here first I will say 0 less than t, I'll say less than equal to, okay, and t less than 10. Now I do not want this or all my equation to align to this, so that is why I'll just press enter and then start a new equation box. Okay, here I'll say vt is equal to, we'll have exp, I'll put bracket minus, and for integration we'll say backslash int, and when I press space you can see we get an integration symbol. Now we want the limits as well, so I'll say underscore 0 and raised to t. If I press space you can see we get our integration symbol. Now we can put our function here, 0.04 plus 0.01 s ds. Okay. I will close the bracket, and if I press space, okay, I think the bracket is closed inside the integration. You can see the box around that should go outside and then close the bracket. If I press space, if I press equal to, I will solve. Okay, and for this I will have 0.04 s plus 0.01 divided by 2. If I press space I get this s square. And close our brackets. If I press space, now we want to put the limits 0 to t, and we get our limits. Close the bracket, space, equal to, and now we can write our final answer as and then when I want to make similar kind of I want them to align together, I'll press shift enter. Okay, and I will write our v t, or actually v10. If we substitute the value 10, this will be e raised to minus 0.9. If I press space we get this. So it's much easier for us to read in this form rather than in this form. Now if I want for greater than, I will make another equation editor. I'll say t greater than or equal to 10. Enter another equation editor. Now here, now it would be easier for me to make the same equations by just copy pasting. I'll just copy everything and I will paste it here. Okay, so I get my equations. All I have to do is the editing part. Here instead of this I just have 0.05. My limits goes from 10 to t. Here again remove this, I'll get 0.05 s. My limits again goes from 10 to t, and finally minus 0.4 minus 0.05t. Okay, so it becomes easier to edit as well. Now first of all, remember we cannot copy paste anything from outside our word file, but we can definitely copy paste anything whatever we have written before. Okay, so we can use equation editor in this form, or we can directly use a notation given to us. Both are acceptable. Then here we have our CM1 specific. We have IP, DP, delta. You can see the V raised to n, although I do not prefer writing it in this form. We have our SN. You can see for annuity angle, we use this less than and greater than symbol. You can see A bar. Similarly, you can write A due. A payable P times. You can see that here. Now, if we talk about annuity, okay, simply annuity in advance without any equation editor, we will write it in this form. Okay, annual effective A due N. For equation editor, I'll press Alt plus and then A backslash D dot and double space, I will get A due. Then underscore, and if I press space, I get a box where I can put our N. Now for the annuity angle, we have three things we can do. Okay, so the first thing is then we can put this annuity less than and greater than that the notation says, and we can just write here less than, greater than, and I'll put N in between. So this is one way of writing our annuities. Or for our second type of symbol, I'll go to our equation editor, then I will just press 2 times space. Why? I will talk about that later. Then I'll go to accent, and down here we will have over bar. Just click that over bar and select the complete over bar. It helps if you have already put those double space for selecting these kind of things. And then go to bracket, go down, and in bracket you will have this bracket where you have slight edge and then down. If I click that, this is our closest symbol to the annuity angle. Now here this does not look much, but do one thing, come out, press double space. Okay, why do I do that? Because then it is easier for me to select only this much. You can see, otherwise it becomes difficult to select. That is why I have 2 spaces before and 2 spaces later. Why? Because I will make this before I start the examination. I'll copy this and I will paste it whenever I need annuity angle, and when I press N, you can see it becomes a perfect annuity angle. Now, whenever I need annuity angle, I will just copy this and paste. So beginning of your examination, you can make this kind of annuity angle and then just copy paste whenever you require. For arrears, I will just have AN, but in equation editor I will write A underscore space, then I'll have to paste my annuity angle and then write N. So this might be a little bit tedious. One more thing you can do is you can just use this side bracket that we have here. Okay, so like here for continuous I would write A bar and then N. For here I can say A backslash bar double space and I get A bar. Then I go for underscore space, and here all I can do is go to this bracket, just use this. This works too. This also looks like an annuity angle. You can see here. Okay, this works. So these are the 3 ways. Either you can put the less than and greater than sign, or you can use this that looks very similar to an annuity angle, or if you feel like it is going to take a lot of time, just use this bracket again, make this bracket, always copy paste. It saves a lot of time. Okay, So like here I would prefer using this annuity angle. So again I will select this, copy, paste, and here I can put n. Okay, payable p times, how would we write without equation editor? I will say a due, then payable p times, and then I have n. Okay, I'll use the colon to separate these two values so that it looks different. Okay, whenever you are writing a value which needs to have bracket and to be in either your subscript or in superscript, here what we do is we put double brackets. Okay, so I'll put double bracket, raised to, and then I will put double bracket p double bracket, and when I press space you can see I have now single brackets because it takes one bracket as what we are trying to write. So if I'm writing a bigger equation, I'll put it in a bracket and then put it in the superscript or power. Okay, so for that it takes the outer bracket completely off, so therefore we need two brackets. Okay, and then I will say underscore space, then I will just again copy this, again just select this, copy, go here, paste, and I will put n. Okay, you can write values. If I say 5, you can see as soon as I put 5 it looks like an annuity angle, it completes it, right? Same way arrears, I will have a payable p times. So you can see without using equation editor it might be a little bit faster. Okay, so you can definitely skip using equation editor or practice with it. Okay, whichever you feel is easier for you. So we have arrears payable p times. Similarly for continuous, one thing I can do is I have already made this, copy this, paste it here, and here all I have to do is backslash bar double space. Okay, here I can write for increasing annuity, you can use IA. You can write due inside, but I would prefer if you write it outside, IA due, and then n. Here in equation editor we will go similar routes as we have done for others. For due you need d dot double space, and outside you will say underscore space and then paste it inside. Okay, I copied the annuity, so again I will have to copy this. It's easier if I again just copy, paste here, and have n. Similarly for arrears, then for continuous we'll have IA. Now see, IA bar and IA complete bar is different, so therefore what I will do is IA and I will put bar inside, that is IA bar. Okay, or you can write it like this, I and then A bar. Okay, so this is I A bar, and then we will have n. This is one way of writing it. The other way would be that I will put I and A together, so say I A, and then write bar. Okay, so this might be a little bit confusing for a person who is correcting, but if you have written your values correctly then it will not matter. Whereas in equation editor, okay, I can differentiate that. I can say I bar double space and Okay, and make another equation editor where if I put I and A inside the bracket and then put bar, I will get bar over I and A both, and now I can put another bracket, okay, outside. Okay, and now I can put underscore and n. Okay, so this is the different IA bar and IA complete bar. Okay. What about compound increase? For compound increase, we always write @I dash. Okay. Equation editor, it would be a little bit better. I will say I d dot, okay, double space, and for n I will again paste this. I will put my value n here, and outside this I will again put @I dash. You can also write this @I dash on top, like if I write this as a dash d dot, okay, and underscore, and if I come outside and say raised to @I dash and press space again, you can see @I dash. These are the two ways you can write these kind of compound values. So similarly, I will write the other values. Now we get an idea about how to write these equations with equation editor and without equation editor. In the next video, using the examples from different chapters, I'll talk about how much should we write in the examination and what all we can skip. So like this video and subscribe, and see you in the next one.